What's up guys, Jamie Grace here. Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, just like my therapist says, and I can't wait to talk to you guys today. This is like the perfect first video because I'm doing a question and answer video, which I haven't done in a very long time. I'm gonna answer some questions that you guys sent me via Instagram DM. Some of them are absolutely wild and y'all need to have your own therapist. And then some of them are super great. Most of them are really great. So thank you guys for joining me on Insta, for joining me here on YouTube, and let's jump into some questions. What is my favorite song that I wrote? It changes every day. There is one that I just put on TikTok a few hours ago, maybe not even a few hours ago. I just put a demo. It's literally a song that is in response to the inevitable change that everyone has gone through in the last couple of years. And I mean, the obvious change that if you followed my journey, then you know that, my body has changed. I've delivered a literal human person, and I've changed my hair a lot over the last couple of years. So I get a lot of comments about the way that I look and people's opinions about the way that I look, even here on YouTube. And I don't always delete them because I don't always read them. And it gets on my nerves because I don't always get to see the positive comments because I'm ignoring them because I don't want to see the negative ones. Anyways, all that to say, that's one of my favorite ones that I've written because I'm just really proud of myself and where I've come just mental health wise and just feeling confident overall as a person. But also, my correct answer that I was supposed to say is Carry Me Through. It just came out, streaming on Spotify. I'm really proud of that one too. And then I have another song coming out in a few weeks called Faithful. So I'm just proud to be making songs and just loving myself as a person. Tafadzwa, that's a cool name. Oh, they just want to say hi. You're amazing, lots of love from Zimbabwe. Hi Zimbabwe. What state would you like to live in? I would live literally everywhere. I would. I mean, I love to travel. I love home so much. I love creating a home, just creating a safe space. And so it doesn't really matter what state I'm in, unless there's too much humidity. It doesn't really matter what state I'm in, to be honest. I like to be in the house. I like to create home. I would love to try like a North Dakota or like a Connecticut or something. I'd like to find like some really cool, I'd like to find like some more like black equestrian, like black Western culture, and wherever that is, I will go. You know what I mean? I grew up riding horses, so I know there's a lot of that in Texas and Georgia, so that would be really cool because I'd really like for Bella to have that. Wherever Dominic Moceanu's gym is, I also would like to go there. I want to go a lot of places. I basically just want to travel every like 2 months. I'm gonna have $10 billion and I'm gonna just have a house everywhere, and just like every few weeks, just like go to my new house. So it is what it is, guys. We can't all be bougie like me. Do you and Aaron, that's the spouse, my husband that I have, who just came home, I just heard the garage. Do we want any more little ones? Please only answer if you're comfortable. Shout out to Lynn's McMahon, because I appreciate people that actually are like, hey, sorry if this is not okay to ask. Because some people, they'll just be asking like all kinds of inappropriate questions, but just with no context. Hi, spouse. Oh, you're fine. It's not live. You look so stressed out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. The funny thing about that is that I've always been very much like, y'all need to stop asking personal questions, because people ask me questions like, when are you gonna get pregnant again? Or are you trying? And that's so personal. The trick to it though, the reason why I'm always smiling when I talk about it is because I never said, don't ask me if I wanna have more kids. I just stopped talking about my body all the time. I've been talking about foster care and adoption for literally 10 years. So you guys can put the pieces together if you want to, but I never said, don't ask me how many kids I wanna have. I wanna have 7 to 12 to 15 kids. I just said, stop talking about my uterus on the internet, because that's creepy. Elizabeth says, hey, hello, Jamie, I pray for you every day. Thank you, girl, I need it, we all do. So many things in my brain that I should not put on the internet. Okay, let's see, I don't have my contacts in. Favorite musical you would love to watch live on Broadway? Oh, thank you, Stephanie Davila. All of the above. We saw Lion King, Frozen, SpongeBob, and Hamilton on our honeymoon, so that was great. I would like to see Hamilton again, and I would like to pick the cast. Like, I loved how we saw it, but then I saw the original cast, so I would like to just pick my own people for, very controlling. I would also like to see Annie live on Broadway, but only the cast from the 1999 version. So, but also some other cast from the original too. So yeah, as long as I shouldn't in charge, you guys. Just let me run the world. Jen said, addressing anxiety in childhood, what actually helps? For me, it was a little bit of a challenging time because you know, there just was not, things were not as advanced as they are now. But managing sleep was a huge thing, and I know this was hard on my parents, but they did not force me to sleep within the framework of traditional sleep. Sometimes I stayed up really late at night and I slept in really late in the morning, and that's a whole conversation that I could dig into. But I'm just really grateful that my parents made an abundance of sacrifices to allow me to sleep when I could and as much as I could. And they were also very intentional about getting me outside, even if it was just like the porch or to the library, you know, keeping me in relatively controlled environments so that it was not a lot of anxiety inducing environments. Again, I understand that was a lot of sacrifices that my parents made. We did not make a lot of money, so my mom was like doing a lot of random like upholstery jobs and stuff in our community, just trying to, you know, help my dad out with like supporting our family and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was a huge sacrifice that they made, but they really were just kind of like, okay, what does she need to have the safest environment possible, and how can we cater to that? And then as I got older, they taught me how to kind of do that with my own home, which is probably why I'm so like, home, I love being home, because I was just really taught, did I sound like Kermit? I was just really taught how to create, how to be, home is the safe environment, right? And the library, I love the library. Which High School Musical is the best? One is the best. And then someone said, do I think that there's a 4 on the way? So yes, I'm friends with Casey, so I understand you guys want to know, like, you know, if I know the secrets about the 4th High School Musical. No, I know nothing. I don't know if there's gonna be one. I know that I auditioned for one about 10 years ago, and if that dance ever gets out, I had to dance for my audition, and it was the worst thing that's ever, it is the core concept of like, find your strengths and stick to it, little girl, because me dancing is a grievance to society. Ocean Lover 327, have you ever had big plans for the future and it feels like it could happen but also seems impossible every single day? Everything feels impossible all the time. Yeah, girl, welcome to the party. You must be growing up. You know, I get through life. Jesus, of course. My therapist, my mentor, who we go deep about like spiritual stuff. And I try to never talk about other people when I talk to her. I try to just keep it on like, hey, what can I do better as a human? You know what I mean? And then I've got a dear friend that's not like a mentor, but she's older and wiser, right? And we talk about like career and relationships, right? And then I talk to my mom and my sister a lot about creativity and about parenthood and motherhood. And I talk to my husband about all the things. And then I, you know, have other friends as well. A few others, but those are my core humans. The reason why I say that is because I don't do things and I don't follow my dreams and I don't work hard and pray more because things do feel possible. I do these things so that I can have faith in the one who is the only one that can make things possible. And I say that kind of with that cadence because it's hard. I don't want y'all, I hope I never give off the vibe of like, oh my gosh, everybody, we can do this, because we can't. And I'm trying, but it often feels impossible. My Patreon community knows, oh, what happened? My Patreon community knows this, that I've been trying to get another song like placed in like sync, like film, television, commercial for a long time. But I have this like wild dream of a Target and or Apple commercial that hasn't happened. And it feels impossible. But what am I gonna do? Stop trying? Too much ADHD for that. Can't stop. What are some good ways to find a good Christian community as a teenager? You know, I have a hard time, I feel like I have a hard time talking to teenagers because I think sometimes, because I don't know, like, because you guys are minors and I don't want to like tell you anything that's illegal, you know what I mean? I'm like, just go to Target and be like, hey, and I don't think you should do that. That's probably a bad idea. I'm like, and I also want to be like church youth groups, but like, man, sometimes, you know, people be creeping, so I don't really know exactly where to go to make friends, but I would try like local, safe, organized activities. So like a painting class, a boxing class, a parkour gym, you know, like activities, stuff where you have to pay at least $5 to get in the door, because to me that just kind of gives a general concept of like it might be like less creepy. But I also I don't know what I'm talking about. Hannah says, how can I find comfort when God doesn't heal? You know, again, one of those things that I have and have not figured out, right? Because I don't believe that all healing is gonna happen on earth. If you believe that, then you have not seen what's happened in the last million years. The Bible literally says, like, in this world you will have trouble, right? So like, it's inevitable. And the people that I mentioned earlier, like, I keep myself close to them. But also I read a book called Finding Quiet, and sometimes just sitting in the quiet and allowing myself to hurt is really helpful. I think like sometimes like I want to get to the comfort so fast, because I'll just be like yesterday I was scrolling through the news, like headlines, great idea. And I'm scrolling, but you can't be oblivious to what's going on. And like 3 headlines in a row were people that died yesterday. Just like 3 in a row. And I literally had to like stop what I was doing and just like hold quiet space for that sadness. I only kind of knew one of the people, but they were still people. I feel things deeply, I feel things heavily, and I'm very sensitive, and that was really difficult for me. But I can't just rush through that pain and be like, oh, like I have to actually let myself feel it and like pray for their families. And you know, it's hard because sadness, but it's a feeling that we need to work through and feel. And the people that I mentioned earlier, therapists and mentors and friends, like they definitely help me feel that comfort. And the music also helps me feel really comforted. Caleb Huff, the legendary celebrities, just up in the messages. Gosh, chill, man. What got you into music? I'm a preacher's kid, it's inevitable. I'm from Georgia, it's inevitable. I'm black, a lot of us just making music. So you put those 3 things together, we got a musician. And I loved it too. So that was a huge help. And then also when I was really sick, I have tried ADHD, OCD, anxiety. There's another one that we won't talk about that today. But yeah, so I've got a few diagnoses, and that I was like, I need to do something about this. So I started playing drums when I was like 14, and it just kind of led into like, whoa, music is really healing and helpful. I don't understand this person's username, and I don't think that is a word that is in my vocabulary. I think that's a PG-13 word. I don't say that one on the regular. I love your music. Where does the inspo come from? All the places. When I was talking about all that sad stuff, like sitting in quiet and being with friends, like that, it's a huge way that I get inspiration, sitting in the quiet and just allowing myself to feel. So not that I'm like, oh, let me feel these sad feelings because a song might come out of it, but truthfully, a lot of times hope comes through the hurting. Is that a song? There's a hope in the hurting. No. There is hope for the hurting, rest for the weary, love on. S. Kinder says, I'm your biggest fan from Ethiopia. That's so cool, thank you so much. C says, how did you learn to produce music? Can you recommend me a good and cheap mic? Yeah, I'll leave a link down in the description. I learned how to produce music by just working really hard, failing a lot, and watching some YouTube videos. I don't want to say a lot, even though I do watch a lot. But at some point, you just have to start trying and you have to start failing so that you can get better. But I watch a lot of Andrew Hong and a lot of Bigger Creations, and then local buddies have taught me a lot. All the producers credited on my album 91, those guys have taught me a lot of stuff just being in the studio with them. If you know like a producer, like you should ask them like, hey, can I bring you coffee or lunch one day and like just come and take some notes while you're working with a client? I like to always be in the studio with at least 3 people because I just prefer that. I've seen a lot of creepers in my day. I don't work with them anymore, we're good. So at least I'll be like, hey, can me and my friend come? Or like when you're working with a worship leader that I know or working with an artist that I know, like can I come and sit in the studio? Dr. Pepper or Coke from Julia. I don't like either. I like Shirley Temples. Will you make a new album again? I miss your music a lot. Thank you. I just released Carry Me Through. I'm about to release Faithful. I released like 13 or 15 or something songs in 2020. And that was just 2 years ago, so that was a lot. So hopefully I'll release more. Well, I'm planning on releasing a lot more next year, but for now there's those 2 new ones, Carry Me Through and Faithful. So Stick around, guys. Where did you get the pants? I'll leave a link below. There's these really cool pants that I got for Bella, and then I went on a hunt and I found them for grown-ups, and they're really cool pants. I will link the pants below. Did you end up buying the cereal? No. Cereal is $6. I hadn't bought cereal in a while. What's different since becoming a mom? What's the same, and how much time do you get to yourself now? I mean, a lot of it, like, I have a lot of privilege in that I live close to my family, and my daughter adores my parents, and my parents adore my child. We're all just really close. So she goes over there at least 2 days out of the week, and that's very helpful. My husband and I also are very mindful of the fact that we are our best selves for each other and for our kid when we've had time to charge independently. And so even if it's just once a week, but it's at least 4 to 5 days a week, I mean, because I work from home, so I'll be like, hey, I need from this time to this time, get out of the house. Like, and sometimes it doesn't always happen because sometimes, you know, he needs that time to work and I'm tired and not able to take the kids somewhere, or I need that time to work and he's tired and not able to take the kids somewhere. So sometimes, a lot of times it's the three of us on the couch, a couple laptops and an iPad, just trying to make it happen, like most entrepreneur families with young kids, right? Like, it is what it is. But we also work really hard to make sure that each of us as individuals get time alone. So what was the question? Like, how much time do I get to myself? To work? I mean, almost every day of the week because I have a job, but just like chill time is usually at night once she goes to sleep. I'll play on my phone for a little bit, read a book. I like the app Dwell. It's like a Bible verse app. I'll try to listen to that, or Knox and Jamie. You know, it just depends. Let's see, hardest thing about being a mom. Man, just not being able to have private time in the bathroom. Isabella she doesn't understand. And even if she did understand, I think that's just one of those inevitable things. And if you're a mom out there that's like, listen, it's all about boundaries, please, no offense, take that somewhere else. That's not the vibe. It's inevitable. She's just, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be in the bathroom when I'm trying to live my personal life. And so that's a little, that's a little bit of a lot. Like, even showers now. I tried to scare her out of showers, be like, oh, the water's gonna get you. She's like, ooh, can I get in there? And I'm like, yes, you can, actually. This is good. You care about hygiene. Yay. So that's tough. I just miss my bathroom time. This is so many questions. Somebody said, do y'all want to try for more kids? That's the question where I'm a very literal person. And so I'm like, do you know what it means to try? And is that the conversation? Feels a little risque for YouTube. What was/is your favorite way to distract yourself from your tics? I have tics too, and I've always loved having you to look up to. Thank you. That's from Morgan Phillips. So yeah, I have Tourette syndrome. What's my favorite way to distract myself from my tics? Just movement. Like, I love, like, when I can play my piano, guitar, I can talk. I love talking with my hands, as you can see. This makes me so happy. I love doing YouTube. It's such a huge distraction, or even I would say an implementation of my tics. So yeah, that makes me really happy. I also love shouting. I love being loud. I don't know if I so much love it as I love the release of it, because it's like, you know, people sometimes will compare tics to a sneeze. It's not a perfect comparison, but you gotta get that sneeze out somehow. And so sometimes if I have to tic, like, it might be a painful tic and I don't want to do that. So if I'm in a place where I can shout or yell, it's like I get that same release, if not better, from doing something that would have been physically harmful or painful by way of ticking, not like attempting to physically harm myself. So I feel legendary. What's an expensive purchase you made that was totally worth it? That's a good question. This piano behind me, actually, it's been with me everywhere. It's moved. I think I've lived in 6 or 7 different places since I got it almost 10 years ago. It's been in some of my oldest YouTube videos. Pianos are expensive, but this was expensive, but not the expensive that I think most piano people would think is expensive. Because I think expensive would be in like the $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. I think this was like $1,000 or $2,000, which is still expensive, but I don't remember exactly. But that was back when it was like kind of almost normal to buy things off Craigslist, and that's where I got it. And it's been in the Fighter lyric or music video. This piano has traveled so much. It's been everywhere. I'm obsessed with it. What's one thing you would tell your younger self? I think it was Robin Thede that I heard say this recently. She was like, nothing. Like she got me to where I am. So I'd be like, you're good, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I would tell her to just keep your friends close. And I think I've always done that, but I would have just never been alone, you know, just always had a buddy. Buddy system is great for humans. What is an awesome thing that happened yesterday from Benny and the Jets? I don't know. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. What's the first thing that comes to your mind right now? These words. What is happening? I don't understand y'all's question. Yeah. 750. Oh no, this is the screenshot. Okay guys, so that was like a lot of questions. I didn't realize it was gonna be that long, but hopefully you liked it. Hopefully it was whatever. If you have any more questions, I would say comment below, but I don't know if I'm gonna see them or not because I might forget to read them. But I'll try. And yeah, it'd be super cool if you subscribe to my channel. And if you stream my song Carry Me Through, I'll put it on the screen, listen to it. It's super new. If you don't like it, you should just click the thumbs up button to let me know. The thumbs down is broken, so just click the thumbs up and that'll let me know that you didn't like it. So totally fine. If you did like it, also click thumbs up. I know it's weird, but it works. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Go and be well in life. Okay, bye.